What's going on, guys? This is Titan, at&t if you're following me on social media and not within our Discord group. In this video, I'm going to go over 2 stocks that we are investing in, that we already invested in, and why you should invest into them. So if you're interested in this kind of content, if you want more of this content, like, subscribe, comment. Any thoughts on the stock market, any thoughts on crypto, any stocks that you may be interested in, that you may want me to go over, crypto, whatever the case may be, I'll try my best to go over all of them. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get right to it, okay? So the first stock, obviously, is on the screens right in your face, is Snapchat, okay? So Snapchat, I'm really big on Snapchat because I think it's going to catch up with the whole metaverse news, and I just feel like it hasn't caught up with the metaverse news, okay? So I really think there's a lot of potential behind Snapchat. I think there's a lot of things that you can do with Snapchat, or a lot of, ideas that I have that you could potentially do with Snapchat as far as the metaverse, okay? So for example, things like scanning your body, scanning your body into the metaverse, maybe some way they implement that into Snapchat. These are all theories, these are all like little things that it could be potential for Snapchat, and I think Snapchat can really do a lot. Maybe, clothing, decide your clothing in the metaverse, all types of things. And I think Snapchat is so big on, emojis and, filters and things like that, that I think this can be definitely can be implemented within the metaverse, okay? So don't sleep on Snapchat, okay? So here we have a 52-week low of 38.51. We got into Snapchat yesterday at around 40. The bot alerted us that, hey, someone's buying this thing, so we definitely jumped in because I have been a big advocate for Snapchat, okay? So our 52-week low is 38.51. Right now, Snapchat is at 43.31. And we got in at around 41. So, and that was just yesterday. So definitely check out Snapchat. Its 52-week high is 83.34. So we have a lot of money to make with Snapchat, okay? We have a lot of money to make with this. Market cap is 69.72 billion, and I think this thing still has more room to go, okay? So if we look at the charts, right now I am seeing a potential inverse head and shoulders forming here. So let's try to mark that out. So we have the potential, we have the head here. And again, it's just potential, okay? It's not completed or anything. And then we have a shoulder here, okay? So what I'm looking at is another shoulder potentially forming. If you don't know what an inverse head and shoulders is, it's literally just the human head and 2 shoulders upside down, okay? So, yeah, so right now what we're looking for is a potential shoulder, another shoulder to form, around this range, okay? A little bit higher than that, okay? So I'm gonna get rid of this, and then we're gonna draw this out, okay? So what I'm looking at right now for Snapchat, okay, so right now I think we're going to see 45, okay? We're gonna see somewhere around 45, and then potentially we'll see a bounce back to 43, which will form, well, we'll probably see some consolidation around 45, and then a bounce back to 43, and then our next jump will be up into the 50s range, okay? All right, and then we have our neckline up here. Once that neckline breaks, then we are taking off with Snapchat. So we'll probably see a lot of consolidation within this area around between 48 and 50, and then we'll see Snapchat just completely take off to around 60, and potentially actually fill this gap over here, okay? So we have a gap all the way here. We have a gap, come on, there we go. Okay, so we have a gap all the way heading into about 75. So if this plays out, we have a lot of money to make with investing into Snapchat. If you want to do a long-term trade option on it, that's fine too. Just know the market is pretty crazy right now. We just got CPI data, and so far it's expected data. And normally or historically, within the market, expected data tends to make the market run, okay? Normally, historically, Okay, don't run by that. But historically, normally when we get expected news around CPI data, the market runs off. So I think we could potentially see a run within the market. Okay, so definitely check out Snapchat. Look to invest into Snapchat. I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I'm gonna say this for both stocks. Okay, and yeah. So one more time, we'll most likely see a move to 45. This is my thoughts. 45, bounce back to 4, maybe consolidate around 45. You know, between 43, 45. You know, take one more retest to 43 range, and then take off to about 50. Well, 48, 50. Okay, then we'll see some consolidation there to form the right shoulder. Because remember, that's how inverse head shoulders patterns work. We got the head, shoulder, and then we just need another shoulder to form, and that could be our potential bullish signal for Snapchat to take off in the future. Okay, and fill this gap up here all the way to 70, about 70 range. Okay, so a long ways to go with Snapchat, a lot of potential there, so definitely check out Snapchat. All right, so I won't drag this on any longer. Next stock is at&t. Okay, so at&t is a dividend stock. If you don't know what a dividend stock is, it's basically the company pays you to own their shares quarterly, monthly, whatever the case may be, is really based on that company. So at&t pays you quarterly. Okay, so every 3 months at&t pays you for every share you own of their stock. Okay, so the dividend yield is 7.9%. So they pay you 7% of each share that you own of their stock. Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, at&t is also a very safe play. Okay, it doesn't really do much, it doesn't really go anywhere, and their next dividends pay is February 1st. So you really want to consider getting into at&t before they do their next payout. And how it works is, when you own their shares, you'll typically get an email saying, hey, you got a dividends pay of such and such based on how many shares you got, and then it'll show up in your account. Okay, so definitely check out at&t. at&t typically bounces between, I'm not really going to look into the charts because at&t doesn't really, I promise you guys, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, it's very safe play to have. So at&t typically, it typically goes between, hold on, actually, we can look at it here. Yeah, so as you guys can see, it doesn't really go anywhere. 22 is about the lowest it ever went, and 33.88 is the lowest it went. So far, we've been seeing it bounce between 26 and about 30. Okay, so it doesn't go anywhere. It's a very safe play, and most people only buy it simply to get paid. Okay, simply for dividends pay. Okay, so definitely check out at&t. Okay, so at&t, if we really want to look at the charts right now, we're looking at, you know, a potential move, a consolidation here. I think it's just going to consolidate here until we get closer to February 1st. However, we did get into at&t at around 26.30, and after hours it is at 26.40. Well, pre-market, not after hours. Pre-market is at 26.40 right now. So we are up on it. So we got in yesterday at about 26.30. We got alerted on it, and it is looking really good. Okay, we got alerted on that someone was buying a lot of shares of at&t, about 5 million shares of at&t, and it's been going ever since. So 2 good plays. I really like. Again, we're not really holding at&t as for volatility or movement or anything like that. We're more so holding it for dividends pay. Okay, so it pays you every 3 months, and the next payout is February 1st. So you definitely, you know, if you want some free money, it's not a lot. Okay, unless you buy like thousands of shares, it's not going to be a lot, but you definitely want to look more into dividend stocks, because the more you own, there's stocks that pay you monthly, there's stocks that pay you, you know, every 3 months, there's stocks that pay you annually, and if you really finesse it and really play your cards right, you can get paid every single month, you know, based on the stocks you own and how much you own. Okay, so it's a grind with dividend stock. It's not a huge paycheck, but it's something to have, and I think at&t is one of the highest paying dividend stocks. So add it to your portfolio. Consider adding it to your portfolio. All right. So otherwise, as far as the market goes, guys, I think we have a lot potentially happening here. We can look at the SPY real quick. I think today is going to be a somewhat good day. Okay, So as far as the SPY goes, I think, why is my chart like this? I don't know. As far as the SPY goes, I think we're going to see more upwards movement. However, we still got, some walls ahead. We got that 470. It's probably already broken through pre-market. Yeah, pre-market 471.75. So we have a big jump. Okay, so like I said, today could be a potentially good day. All right. So right now I'm looking at 473 next, around that area. So potentially we'll see, some nice jumps in the morning, maybe some consolidations toward, lunchtime and things like that. And then this afternoon is up in the air. Okay, I don't feel 100% safe in the market right now, but overall, if we keep getting good news, or not even really good news but decent news, I think we can potentially see that rally come in. And I think if this continues, this could be the start of that Santa rally that everybody's anticipating, that normally happens a lot sooner, but we got our ankles broken, we got crossed over, and the Fed, they decided differently. And yeah, so yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys got something out this video. It wasn't really much, but definitely consider those investments. Again, Snapchat and AT&T. Snapchat does not pay dividends, okay? You're more so in it for investment purposes. Well, you're in both, obviously, for investment purposes. But Snapchat is up to 43. Whoa, it's at 44 pre-market. So we are up very well in this, okay? So you definitely want to check Snapchat out. Now, you could wait on the potential bounce back to 43. I'm not saying, I can't guarantee that it's going to happen. Or, you can invest in now. It is pretty low. It is at a great price to invest in. But it's at 44 pre-market. We got in at 41 yesterday. So I am definitely proud of this investment right now. All right. But Snapchat and AT&T, okay? AT&T pays dividends. It's going to pay you February 1st. You're going to get that nice little email saying, hey, you got paid. And obviously, the more shares you have of AT&T, the more dividends you get paid, the more money you make, the more profit you get, okay? And it pays every 3 months. Nothing crazy, but if you want to follow my channel for more dividend stocks that pay you sooner or pay you monthly and things like that, then definitely like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Discord link is in the description below if you're interested in joining us on our journey. And yeah, without further ado, and that's about it, guys. That's all I got. So until the next video,